The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Power Trading Hour with your host, David White. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, David White.
And welcome all to another exciting edition of the Power Trading Hour with me, your humble, lovable, and squeezably soft host. Once more into the breach do we go, dear friends. And as we start this show off today, we're up 5 points on the S&P cash. Just hard to say what's going on. I'm doing a little catch-up. I had just a little hiccup before the show, and now I'm behind the ball. But I will be back to 100% right now. So we're up, 4.6 points on the S&P cash. We got up to 2062, ran all the way back down to the bottom. We're just a few points over that. Volume is 2.16 billion shares on the consolidated New York Stock Exchange tape. And we have just about everything else that we can look for. Anyway, and let's see what else is going on out here. Anyway, Amazon up 1 3 cents, up on 1 3/10. Just was looking at a lot of stuff, and I didn't see a lot moving. Hang on just a second. See if there's anything else out here really exciting at the moment. What else? I think there was a few that I made in my list. And what do we got here? Mostly a lot of gold stocks up here. Let's take a look at the performers. So Hertz and Avis seem to be the big losers today. Hertz off 10%, Avis budget rent-a-cars off 7%. A lot of discussion, especially in the major cities, that with Uber and Lyft, do you really need either cabs or a rental car, either one? And but a lot of discussion that they are truly eating into that. National Oil Well is off 6%. Quick Technologies off 3.5%. Norfolk Southern down at 2.5% on the positive side. Chesapeake Energy, CHK, is up 15%. Eldorado Gold up 8%. Vail up 8%. Yamana Gold up 8%. Seagate Technologies up 6%. Anglo Gold up 5%. Barclays up 4%. Petro Brazil up 3%. New Gold up 2.5%. Royal Bank of Scotland up 2 3/4. Credit Suisse up 2.5%. And that's most of the big movers out here on a fairly quiet day, as we've said. And a lot of range. We're at kind of the bottom of that range. Nothing shows to me that we've got any juice either to break up or break down through expiration on Friday. In fact, most of the charts show that we're probably just going to continue to rattle down a very narrow volatility range into Friday unless we get some kind of major shock, and I do not see it. VIX is out here at about 15.4, and as always, we meet at this time.
The following takes place between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m.
And, I got to grab something real quick. Hang on. I said I've been behind the ball today, but I think I'm now all caught up. I just had to grab something here real quick for our history for today.
Then it's all just a little bit of history repeating.
On this day in 1970, on April 11th, 1970, Apollo 13, the third lunar landing mission, is successfully launched from Cape Canaveral. Of course, everybody knows how that worked out. It became one of the biggest joint issues of the American people, as everybody watched to see if we could get our three guys back off planet and back onto them. Of course, there was a problem with the oxygen storage tanks back in those days. They coated the electrical wires for the motors that continually churned the liquid oxygen. Unfortunately, the Teflon oxygen is almost an acid, especially in liquid form. Ate the insulation off and caused an explosion. Of course, nothing like 100% pure oxygen, even in liquid form in outer space, to cause a nice little bang. And it was a problem. Of course, my connection to this, as many people know, I worked in developing items for people that did special effects in television and Hollywood. We also made black boxes and test equipment. But our real big deal was two things: making a way of syncing different video signals together for video editing. And then probably the biggest event of my life was developing a product for animators. That actually just didn't end at animators. In fact, it went to people that were working in stop motion photography. There was a company called Cooper Controls. They were one of our customers. And we put together a system for them to actually do the movie Apollo 13. And that's what I went over there to grab, because I had dusted off. I don't know if you can see it real well. Maybe they can tell me out here. I'm going to try to hold it up, hopefully steady. But I think that's me over here in the corner working on the movie. That was being done in Venice Beach, California at Digital Domain. They're a big special effects company. I wandered in there. Well, here it looked good. But I remember that day very vividly, because we sold equipment to, of course, people that did work with it. And we would, some of the higher profile people like Digital Domain, we would stop in on and see if anything we could do to help push the product, because the best advertising for us was Hollywood types. 9/10 of our customers weren't in Hollywood. They were in small little places and little television studios, and people doing animation and learning animation in colleges and local broadcast, cable access channels, and the like. But the best thing was showing that they could do what we did. But I remember that because they were having real big problems in trying to make the explosion going out the side of the completed capsule, the body of the capsule with the engine and all that stuff in it. And one of my suggestions actually made it into the movie, and that was that we took Mylar tape, like cassette tapes. In fact, I ran up the street in Venice Beach to a Walmart-like store, but it wasn't Walmart, but it was like that, Woolworths or something. And we bought about 50 cassette tapes and ran it through a shredder. And that's what blew out of the side of that. And we tried all kinds of stuff, but actually the Mylar tape worked the best. So this day in 1970 was a stepping stone, and me looking back and connecting the dots to my professional career. I will always understand it. When we come back, I will tell you where to find the Apollo 13 and some of the stuff from the movie.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software, get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com. Dave takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
If you ever want to see the Apollo 13 capsule and happen to be traveling across the country, just east of the Kansas and Colorado border on I-70 as you go across the country is a small town called Hutchinson, Kansas. I've stopped there a couple of times since the movie, and because of the movie and then the series that was produced by Tom Hanks, there was enough interest and money to restore the Apollo 13 capsule. A lot of little pieces and stuff had found its way all over the world. They got them all back together, put it back to the way that it pretty much was when it splashed down. But if you're looking for a place to just stop off, kind of interesting. Anyway, of things of market events, Tesla is getting recall. I brought it up a little, maybe 4 days ago. They are having one for seat backs, but a little lesser well known is almost all of the drivetrains have had issues in these cars. My guess is that the next edition of Consumer Reports is probably going to not be nearly as kind to Tesla as it has been before. Of course, I think it would take a nuclear bomb to make the Tesla true believers now actually think that Tesla just isn't going to the moon. And when you get into a cult stock, reality has very little to do with anything.
I reject your reality and insert my own.
Yes, I do. Other things of interest, of course, the June 23rd Brit exit continues to be on everybody's mind. He was on TV talking, we talked about this Friday, trying to defend himself about being involved in one of these. And the reality is that it probably isn't anything real, but it is a distraction. He is the titular head of the group that's trying to keep Britain from leaving the EU, but the latest polls still show somewhere between a 5 and 7% beyond the error margin that the UK does not want to go down the road of the EU. They're not even really a total EU participant already. And it looks like that was probably a pretty good idea at the time. And I can't see much of anything other than a handful of countries ending up, especially small countries around Germany, probably sticking with it in the long term. But it looks like when they pull the plug here, that means the plug in Greece and Italy will probably be pulled also. And we're going to go back to the way things were. Oh, I should have gotten that song today. Memories. Oh, I won't sing it. Verizon's looking at a strike. I don't know if that's going to make any big deal. It's been forecast for a while, but a lot of financial infotainment is talking about it today. And that's pretty much it on the news. We're going to get into charts now. You can give me a call at 877-927-6648. You can email me at path@tfnn.com, and you can post a message in the den. Why Hutchinson, Kansas? I think it goes back to some of the stuff that was being built for the space race came out of Hutchinson, and there were a bunch of engineers that knew and were there. PA probably. It was just a lot of engineers, so a lot of people that had worked on putting these different systems together. And yeah, just out in the middle of nowhere, town of probably 25,000 maybe. At least it was the last time I went through. Maybe it's bigger now. But not a very big town at all. If you blink, you'll miss it. And of course, most of the time I was going through there, I was headed out to the slopes. And, you know, you're driving at night trying to get there by the morning to hit the slopes that morning. What do I have for scans? We'll take a quick look at it. Okay, we'll look at stocks that are moving. We'll avoid the gold stocks because I think they were handled fairly early. We will look at some of these stocks. We were talking about these last week, and that was these bank stocks, especially from Europe. Kind of interesting to see them bounce on what should be fairly bad news. But we've got it up. I'm going to say it significantly compared to its trading ranges. Barclays, BCS is a symbol on this. You didn't want to see any more than 6.4 million shares at the lows. You kind of had a little less energy out here, but maybe nation specific. Of course, we talked about Avis and the other car companies not doing well. This thing did have a huge volume day down on February 25th. That was at $21.73. You needed 25 million shares to break it out, just 2.9 today. So down. Is it ugly? Yes. Even if you wanted to be a little bit more giving about the volume you're looking for down here, the January 20th low was 5 million shares. So 2.9, still not very bad out here. Energy was not all that exciting from the February 25th to the high on March 18th. And it's even been a little less on the way back down so far. So maybe setting up a bigger trading range. Chesapeake, of course, one of the big movers out here, at least by a percentage basis. This is up today on some decent volume. Probably a little bit too many short positions in there. Although I'm wondering who would have ridden it down to 150 cents to watch it go to $5.76 and still be short. Most people will not, or most brokers will not allow anybody short a stock that's below $5. And I would say probably below $30 makes a lot more sense. But anyway, you've got a high volume high and a high volume low. They're almost the same volume, about 110, 120 million shares. So I think you've got a fairly nice trading range showing up on Chesapeake. But this little day out here looks like maybe there is something going on with this. So we'll continue to keep an eye on it. Another little pop is Credit Suisse in these banks. And very light trading and very narrow ranges, of course. And a lot of these ADRs are just gap happy all the time because of currency trends. In fact, on the dollar index today, we did go down and test the previous low in the continuous contract that was at 93.80, go down to 93.75 and bounced off of it. I'm not going to say it's convincingly $93.98. It still looks to me as if the Treasury and the FOMC's policy is to try to get the dollar down as far as they can before the brick exit and all hell breaks loose. Although I bet they think they can probably do what the political parties are doing and just saying it doesn't matter at all. When we come back, we're going to look at Let Go of My Ego. El Dorado.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now. Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
And lots of questions, of course, about gold being around TFNN. Of course, one of the stocks of interest to me today is El Dorado Gold. It's breaking its previous high. That previous high came in on March 8th at $3.72. $3.73 is the high. I don't know if you can say anything about that other than you want to watch how that volume comes in at the end of the day. Energy is about the same on the way down as the way up, other than it was very gappy on this way up. So you want to keep an eye on that. What else do we have? Oh, Hertz is the opposite side of that coin for car companies. I think somebody in the den, either his wife or they worked for them at one time, and told me how horrible the management was in these companies. This has been over a year ago. I don't know who it was. What's my take on gold? Gold is on a fat tail. So as Mr. Keene used to say, markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. You can see some big moves on those fat tails in the markets, and gold certainly is on a fat tail with the British exit looking like a very possible issue. I can see how a lot of people are starting to look for anything that would be safe, and that is something that will eventually be used. Therefore, people will eventually have to pay money for it. And of course, my guess is that we see a run up in the dollar right before that vote in Europe. But for the meantime, the idea is to keep that dollar down. So when it does happen, I'm almost going to say it's a foregone conclusion that they're losing, that the British are leaving the EU. But we shall see. Hertz Global's down to its last gap up on a whole lot more volume. This is on the 1st of March, 17.4 million shares. And of course, we're back down here today on the 11th with 22 million shares already. So at least that gap out there is getting fairly filled. You got a high volume day that the low is, what is that? $7.06. I would say that probably most likely you're at least getting into that, and probably the next low of February 11th at $6.95. So these guys are stinking up the place. New Gold's got a nice little breakaway up here at the high. Probably would want the most important on the deal on this would be a lower open tomorrow and an abandoned baby or a shooting star up here on the high. So you want to watch that. Not so much today, although this is actually going through a couple of previous highs back on the 8th and again on the 17th. Those had 4.5. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. You wanted 7.5 million shares. You got 8.4 now. It's certainly probably not going to be a rousing endorsement of higher prices in New Gold today. I had a bunch of them in the newsletter this morning that were also, at least on Friday, had broken highs on lighter volume. That was on Friday, so I was waiting to see what happened as Monday rolled around. National Oil Well, this one's back to its gap up. That was on the 26th of February that had 5.7 million shares. We're blowing through that to the downside with 9.6 million shares. The next major low on that is the February 11th low, $25.84, 8.5 million shares. I think we could easily get there on that one. To Norfolk Southern, a little gap down out here today. Volume is not picking up so far. But you've got kind of a little congestion zone over here on the right-hand side of the chart that goes from early March through the, what I'm going to call it, the 10th. And probably going to work our way at least back down to that level. And not a lot of energy, a little bit more today, but not a lot of interesting signs. Petrobras, this is one of the most interesting companies for me because I suspect this thing is setting up for a beating. The reason why is of course, the issues with Brazil. I think it was on Friday night, we found out that they're going to be indicting a bunch of people that were in power, both in Brazil and in Argentina. And going into the Olympics, the question is whether or not this whether this country can hold together with all the corruption and everything else that's coming out with it, with Zika flies and mosquitoes and probably killer wasps. I haven't heard about those yet. I just made that up. But very interesting to see this out here. But pop back into this March 30th high at $6.20 would be very interesting. 31 million shares today, so we are getting into there fairly close with volume. But the question is, with any kind of political upset in Brazil too, is that a company built on sand? Quick Technologies down a little tick out here. This thing, it did gap up with 3.6 million shares back on the 28th of March. It's been going sideways kind of like that since then. It's starting to move back in there. I think it may fill this gap. You also have one at 24 bucks. But again, a lot of these not moving all that excitingly. Siri Holdings, I don't know why this was on there today. Seagate Technologies. Everybody keeps, I think, flogging the stock. I think probably because they're stuck in it. It's hard for me to see how these disk drive companies ever make it. My theory on this, and the reason we were short in the Tech Insider back when Western Digital was up at 110 bucks, was that memory is going to supplant spinning hard drives. All their technology, all the wonderful stuff out there that they have, probably not worth much. Spinning drives have a problem with linearity that memory does not have. And now that memory can hold up, be made in huge volumes, and in fact, over the next couple of years, will probably continue to make the Moore's Law pan out. That is, every 18 months, doubling in capacity and dropping half in price. I suspect that is working on, and we've talked about new memory technologies that will allow that. As we get ready for the break, we're looking at Vail. Vail is going up against its previous highs. You needed 86 million shares on March, for March 7th. We're up about 38 million shares so far back into that high, and gapping. And again, maybe the idea is just like it was back in 2010, and that is we got to park our money somewhere, and it might as well be in iron ore or copper or anything else or gold. But we are preparing for the storm, and all you have to do is look at the bond market to consider that. Andy Heck has a bunch of articles out on Seeking Alpha, including one where he talks about maybe his changed views on the dollar, but all kinds of stuff. The other one I liked was about stagflation and deflation. I'm going to tell a joke. Stagflation, inflation, and deflation all walk into a bar.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
If you're looking to discover a new financial resource and diversify your financial portfolio, consider the new Market Safe Commodity Solution CD from Everbank. This 5-year U.S. dollar-denominated CD gives you exposure to 8 equally weighted commodities, including WTI crude oil, gold, silver, copper, nickel, soybeans, corn, and sugar, in one powerful CD. With annual pricing caps of 70% per component, you could earn up to 70% upside payment at maturity if the commodities increase in value across annual pricing dates. And And should the opposite occur, your principal is 100% protected. Keep in mind, returns are based on CD performance. There is no annual percentage yield or periodic rate of interest on this indexed CD. Don't miss out. Take advantage of this financial resource designed to grow with the times. The April 14th funding deadline is quickly approaching, so hurry over to everbank.com/TFNN for the CD's term sheet and other important product details and disclosures. Once again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. This advertisement is sponsored content. Everbank is a member FDIC.
John Logan has just announced that he is hosting a workshop Wednesday, April 20th for all TAS Profile Scanner Plus subscribers, opportunities in the current market, and strategies to profit. In this hour-long workshop, John Logan will use the TAS Profile Scanner Plus to give you a current breakdown of the sectors in the market and the opportunities that are present, as well as providing subscribers with the best strategies to trade with to profit when using this powerful piece of market scanning software. Right now, you can sign up for the TAS Profile Scanner Plus at the front page of TFNN.com. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is such an amazing piece of software that we're even offering a no-questions-asked money-back guarantee for all new paying subscribers. Don't delay, as John Logan's subscriber event is coming up soon. Sign up now for the TAS Profile Scanner Plus and be up and running within minutes using this powerful piece of market scanning software. With a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to lose. Sign up today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
And what else do we have going on out here? Well, I think we went through all the movers out here. We'll go through some of the stocks that I've been looking at. We've got, about 18 minutes here to the top of the hour. Let's check in with Mr. Volume. He's saying a big yawn, 2.38 billion shares on the New York Consolidated Tape. We're up 7 points. And kind of looking at this is kind of maybe one day up, one day down, one step forward, one step back into Friday right now. It really looks like option market makers are doing everything they can to kill a volatility into Friday. There's a lot of people that said that they bought puts in the market. I saw a lot of articles about it last week. I'm looking at the data, and it really doesn't show that much. But the new data for shorts comes out this night. But I'll probably get it about 10 o'clock tonight, and I'll be able to start looking through it. But maybe we'll see some real difference in days to cover. But my guess is not. This market has enough shorts and enough longs, and it is like a game of tug. What is it? Tug rope? What do they call them? There's another name for it. Maybe someone will say it in the den. Where everybody tugs on the rope. What do they call that? Pull? Rope? I know there's a name for it. Tug of war. Yeah, tug of war. That's what it is. And eventually, especially a lot of these stocks that we've looked at have been going into asymmetrical triangles. And what generally happens is the first move out of that is kind of the equivalent of everybody playing tug of war, and one side just decides to let go of the rope for 1 second, and why the other team wins, they all fall down. It's kind of the equivalent of that. At least that's the way I think of it. But generally, when you get this far into lower highs and higher lows into a market and collapsing volatility, you get a bounce one way or the other out of it. And 75, 80% of the time, that is the move to fade. Normally, you get up there and there's just absolutely no volume. And the market either rolls over or catches a bid and goes higher. So I'm kind of really sitting back and waiting for something. I only have one long position now, and it's one of those Lazarus patterns that we talked about a while ago. You can always check out my newsletter at TFNN under trading newsletters for the one I have that position in, and you can get a 30-day free trial. Better yet, go and buy some Tiger dollars and actually subscribe and use those Tiger dollars to get it at a discounted price. So check out that Tiger dollar promotion on the front page of TFNN. We were looking at those. Let's go through some other ones here real quick. I had a lot of stocks that were on my list out here. Crombie and Fitch is finally getting back to what should be the support level. I don't see a great deal of volume out here. The December 29th came in at $28.21. That area has kind of acted like a congestion zone, maybe $1 more down. So far, you've had a big rip up from the February 9th low to the $2.83 high, and a soft pullback out here. Maybe another buck lower will find some level of support. Maybe some clothing companies are getting ready to bottom out. Angie's List is another stock that may be bottoming out, but to me, this thing has a lot bigger problems out here. But one of them isn't lots of volume. The $7.66 low from January 20th had 620,000 shares, doing about 443,000 shares to the downside. But over the next day or two, you want to look at that 766. Boyd Gaming is up at testing highs. This thing was going against 1.9 million shares. 1.9 million shares, $21.20. Spiked over it today to 21.38 and pulled right back down. 1.4 million shares so far. Energy to the upside was fairly decent. So I wouldn't be pulling the trigger short, but it looks like probably all the easy money is out. Dr. Gold has a little spike out here. Eagle Materials is going against its high of November 6th, $71.94, 1.4 million shares. Got into it with 580,000 shares on Friday. Today, 315,000 shares. This one has the same energy on the way up as the way down. Again, just looks like a lot of trading ranges setting up in some stocks, others a lot tougher. Facebook, of course, tested its high on much lighter volume. The February 2nd high of 117.59 was tested, 59 million shares, was tested, did not break. It was, 67 cents light on March 30th, but bigger was 33 million shares compared to that 59 million share high day out there. This thing has been pulling back. I'm guessing that support might come in around this gap, also a congestion zone that is around March 4th, 2nd, 3rd. So maybe we spiked it today. I think maybe you could get into that 108 just a little bit more. GES, which is Guess Jeans, looking like it is down. You want to see volume really curtail by today. We had 1.3 million shares on Friday. Right now, 623,000 shares. So maybe there's some clothing stores and manufacturers trying to get a floor in on their price. If you go back to January 20th, it was 1675 with 2 million shares. So not too bad. Of course, this thing gapped down with monstrous volume on the 17th of March, and that tells you everything, 7.8 million shares that you are looking for. What else do we have out here? As a test, Gold Venture Standard, GSV, one of these penny stocks out here. It's breaking above its high of, what do we have out here? Let's try to get that again. Come on, there we go. Come on, come to daddy. It's testing its, come on. Testing its high. Hopefully it's out here. December 30th, 117 of December 30th had, let's call it 900,000 shares. It spiked it today with 500,000 shares and is back into the trading range. Energy has been a little bit low out here. Other stocks of interest, the Habitat restaurants. I don't know what this is. I don't know if anybody's ever heard of them. This thing's been bouncing around this 117 level. You could be charitable in saying it has lighter volume than when this spiked down on March 3rd at 1790 with 3.4 million shares. Still rather tough. Halliburton, nothing in that today. See what else we have. Hess, not a lot of movement in these stocks today. Continue to keep an eye on them. We'll find some during the break. We'll be back. Still have plenty of time to give me a call at 877-927-6648. Email me at path@tfnn.com or post a message in the den.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of The Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Catch Tom O'Brien, professional trader and educator, founder of TFNN. Also, a special guest on CNBC. Tom will bisect and dissect the markets. The Tom O'Brien Show, next on TFNN.
And we have a request to look at Cliffs Naturals, another commodity stock going in to its March 7th high, $3.75. That had 25 million shares. We're still a quarter away from that. But a nice move up here today. Volume did increase from Friday, but so far about 8.5 million shares compared to that 25 million share day back on March 7th. JetBlue is another one of these stocks looking to try to make a bottom. Volume a little bit better out here as it bounces around this $18 and $19 level. Volume on Friday was 7.4 million shares today. 4.2 million shares as we speak. So it is kind of a little tough out here, but volume is kind of coming down. Again, just a lot of these stocks acting like they're in bigger trading ranges. When we look at here, other mall retailers, JCPenney's is pulling back down there's a big bad gap up, and that happened on the 26th of February with 65 million shares. Earnings were a little bit better, and you are starting to come back down. I'd like to see half that gap filled, so maybe $8.75 would be where you'd look for this thing to actually bottom out to buy it. Energy is actually not a bad-looking chart. You just need a little bit more of this gap fill before I would be comfortable looking at it long. What else do we have? Coors. And this is not the cereal malt beverage, but of course the adult handbag company. This one's not happening a lot out here. You had the huge gap up back on February 2nd. That was 28 million shares and 28.5 million shares. 2.8 million shares and 4.6 million shares on Friday. So you are getting that. But, man, you like to see these things continue to drift back down. This one you'd like to have probably at about $44, maybe $43.50. I'd like to see about half that gap filled. You don't always get it, but it's awful hard to put a trade on until it does. Lamar Outdoor Advertising, another one of these stocks up at highs. Volume's off about a third of the January 7th high, $61.42. 900,000 shares went into it on April 6th. 600,000 shares. It's been kind of drifting back here sideways on lighter volume. This was one where the energy on this leg up from February 24th was a little lighter, but not enough for me to throw cash at it in the shorts. And I wanted to see how Lockheed Martin, we had a big discussion about that on Friday, is doing. It's another one that came up to these previous highs. It did actually pierce the November 25th high, 227.91 that had 2.1 million shares with 1.4 million shares. It went above it. It closed below it. That's a pretty good signal. But again, the energy up is about the same as the energy down. Man, just looks like a lot of trading ranges are setting up larger and bigger in these markets. What else did we have out here? SAFM. Sanderson Farms. If we get that, hang on a second. Yeah. See if we do something else here. There we go. Okay. Sanderson Farms. Ever since, of course, China bought a lot of these farms out, it's been kind of a hot ticket item. March 3rd, $93.98. Almost 700,000 shares. Pierced it with 470,000 shares going back. And we're out of time, folks. I don't know what else to say. Light and variable looking this week. We'll see you tomorrow. Same bat channel, same bat time.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
You're watching Tiger TV.